having a good time here. We're blogging the Speedway. We're blogging the Southampton Saints. The Southampton Saints originated from the advent of Speedway from Australia to England in 1928. Lord Lawrence, he performed the opening ceremony. That was August 6, 1928 at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. It was at the Bannister Stadium. It was a 333-yard track around. Very long track at Southampton. The first race was 6 heats, and it had about 3,000 people when the race started. And at the end of the racing, they had 6,000 people. Perhaps the most notable thing about that first race was heat number 3 of 6. When the daughter, Johanna Knott, she went ahead and she beat the boys. She won that third race. The girls beat the boys. Maybe that was a fluke and maybe it wasn't, but she won. And there were some great riders that rode for Southampton. One of the stars of the early day Saints was a British rider, Frank Goulden. And he was good. He later became captain of the team. And he just was a really outstanding rider. 1939, one of the star riders, he came from America. He was a 3-time United States Speedway champion. And his brother had won a world championship a year or so earlier. And who was that? It was the amazing Cordy Milne. Cordy was one of the best riders in the British League in '39. He did really well. He was just a top point getter. Also, when they had the world qualifiers, Cordy was the leading point getter in that. He was considered the favorite to win the world championship that year. And everyone knew that Cordy was going to be the next world champion. However, as fate would have it, World War II happened and all the Speedway stopped. Everything stopped. And Cordy and brother Jack, they took their earnings, about $4,000. That's a lot of money in those days. And they just went on a ship. They had wives at the time. They took them back home to America. And Cordy and Jack never were seen back in the British League. Cordy had several daughters, and one of them was named Sandra. Sandra is a good friend. She's a friend of all the American Speedway riders. She's a good person, and she was helping with Costa Mesa Speedway in 1969 when it started. And Sandra Hicks, the daughter of Cordy Milne. But perhaps one of the greatest Saints ever, one of the greatest riders in the Southampton Saint history, was from New Zealand. He was a Kiwi. He was an awesome rider. He was a 4-time world champion. And who was that? It was none other than Briggo, Barry Briggs. Barry rode 3 seasons for Southampton, 61 to 63. And the stadium closed in 1963. That was the end of Southampton Speedway. It's been like 60 years ago, and there's never been Speedway in Southampton, Hampshire. Barry was one of the biggest names for sure. The next year in '64, he won the world championship. Barry just was an amazing talent, and he's just a really good guy. He's always around Costa Mesa Speedway nowadays. He's getting elderly, But Barry Briggs is just a living legend. And everyone in America, when Barry's around, they pay homage and tribute to who? Barry Briggs. Of course, from 1928 to 63, there was many good riders that rode for Southampton. Too numerous to share with you right now. The Southampton Saints is located in Southampton, Hampshire. And I lived there for about 6 months, a long time ago. And it's a beautiful town. It's a quaint little hilly area. There's lots of hills there. And it's just a nice place. And still to this day, I have friends that live where in Southampton. Bannister Court Stadium is long gone. It's been like 60 years. And they went ahead and just tore that apart. They built like a shopping plaza, a shopping mall. I was there. I was on that area. The same hollow ground that Barry Briggs and Cordy Mill and all those great riders who rode for the Southampton Saints. Like I mentioned, it's been 60 long years since Speedway has been back to Southampton. And there's a group on Facebook that I saw. It's called the BBSS. You can look them up and you can subscribe. You can join their group. It's a group to bring Southampton Speedway back after all these years. They're using social media to advertise and they want to build a stadium. I don't know, the city of Southampton is pretty built up, but maybe they can go a little bit out in the country. They can find some ground and they can build a stadium somewhere. But these people are serious and they want to go ahead and they want to bring back Speedway, bring back the Saints. As the Saints go marching on, they want Speedway in Southampton once again. Wouldn't that be cool to have the Saints be like, what's the Saints? Because most people, especially riders, they never heard of that place. And we want to bring that Saints back, bring them home when the Saints go marching on. And go ahead and join the Facebook group and try to bring that team back. A lot of Speedway teams in the British League are leaving or being shut down due to property and other things happening, financials. We want to build the Speedway back. We want to bring more teams back to the fold, back to the British League. Thank you so much. And we're going to see you. Yeah, I'm going to see you next time. Thanks for watching.